obviously the big news of the story was the questionable call that was placed with the Philadelphia Eagles and Chicago Bears game, where a catch came down, and then it was considered a catch by the Bears, and then it looks like the Eagles player stripped it, and then the referee picked up the ball after. So everybody was kind of – oh, go ahead. I'll let you explain.
Well, initially, the ruling on the field was incomplete pass. It was not called a complete pass, because if it was a complete pass, then the play would have been whistled dead. Did you know what I'm saying? Either way, it's not reviewable.
Mm-hmm.
The play should not have been reviewed. The only thing that should have been reviewed is whether or not his knee was down.
Right.
Now, if they would have ruled it a catch, I mean, it probably would have gone either way. It probably would have gone back incomplete pass because the referee picked up the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, that's the key right there is the referee picked up the ball. Now, the ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. First off, who in here thinks that it should have been first and goal on the Chicago 6-yard line or whatever it was? That's what I want to know. I'm talking to people in the chat.
Oh, okay. I'll let them give their thoughts back. I see Cody's in there tonight. Sarah, shout out to Sarah and Trek. Shout out to Trek, David, Alpha. Who else we got here in the chat? Tattoo Mistress. We've got Daniel Wyland, David Wells. What's going on, everybody? Alpha's there again. I'm just seeing who else is in the chat room, but did they give their thoughts back?
Yes, Sarah did.
Oh, okay.
And he said, I think it should have been. Now, here's why. It's not. It was ruled an incomplete pass on the play. The only thing that could be reviewed is whether or not his knee was down. You can't essentially, if you're going to say that, if they were going to rule on anything, essentially you should call it a fumble recovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody recovered the fumble. Am I correct?
Right. The ref did.
If you're going to use that logic, I think the closest player was a Philadelphia Eagle. Should be 1st and 10 Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're gonna go based on that logic. So I mean, you can't, because it was called incomplete on the play on the drive, and a referee picked up the ball. It is essentially a dead play.
Dead play.
You can't really overturn the play. The only way it could have been overturned is if his knee was down, which it was not. That is the only way it would have been overturned. So essentially, anybody that thinks that it should have been 1st and goal on the 6 is wrong. The rule states, and they did come on to the game, the rules guy came on and explained the rule. He explained it the way it should have been. They should not have said, although it was a catch. You don't say that. And don't listen to anything Chris Collinsworth has to say, because he don't make any fucking sense. He thinks everybody's the greatest player in the fucking NFL. So that's what that. Now, am I disputing that it was a catch? No, I'm not. I don't like the fucking catch rule in the first place.
Okay.
They need to rewrite, and I said this way at the beginning of the year. They need to rewrite the rule book because they keep adding stuff to the rule book and it's confusing people. There's certain things that should be reviewed and certain things that should not. Now, the way that the referee answered that review was wrong. He said the play is unreviewable due to the fact the ball player's knee was not down and the referee picked up the ball. The play is unreviewable.
Mm-hmm. It was a very different situation then.
Yes, it's the first time it's not the first time I've seen it, but it's very, very rare.
Have you seen a play similar like that before?
Yes, it happened to Green Bay a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
almost the exact same thing. The player was called an incomplete pass, although the guy caught the ball. It was ruled unreviewable because the referee picked up the ball. So you can't really overturn a call on the field when it benefits one team and not another. Mm-hmm. Now, reviews are supposed to benefit one team and not another. But this review makes no sense because the referee is involved. That makes no sense. What does the referee play for fucking Chicago? He plays for Chicago, so he recovered the ball. That's another logic thing. So essentially, you're telling me that the Chicago Bears have a referee on their team. You can't use that.
No.
And by the way, get better, Sarah. I know you just said you're not feeling good, but feel better. But yeah. You can't overturn a call that is essentially unreviewable.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. Bobbit, did you want to give your sense in on this?
The way that everything was described, I was confused as shit by it. And then hopped on Skype with JP, and after he explained everything, then it made sense. But like at first, I was like, "The fuck?"
It is very confusing. It's very confusing, and that's why they said they need to rewrite the rules. Just wipe the clean slate. This catch rule is so dumb. Look, a catch rule, the way it was, anything that if a ball is considered incomplete, it's considered incomplete. It should be considered a dead ball. It should not be reviewed. I don't care what anybody says. Any incomplete pass should not be reviewed, and that's the way they used to do it. Now the guy gets fucking 3 steps, a pirouette, and a fucking backflip before it's a catch. What the fuck is that? It makes no sense. I get it's 2 feet. In order for it to be considered a catch. In fact, I remember all they needed was 2 feet. 2 feet are considered a catch. Now it's three steps.
Yeah.
So if the guy catches the ball and throws the ball in the air after 2 steps, is that a complete pass? Yes, take 3. I mean, it's so stupid how they fucking rule shit.
It really is. Now, when like a competing football league like the CFL or something like that, or maybe the XFL coming in, do they have to have the similar rules that the NFL has placed, or do they?
I don't know. Well, they got a rules committee. That's why they're not coming out until 2020. But they need to have, and I don't want to be part of the rules committee. Trust me, because they won't fucking like me. I essentially think that fucking reviews should be taken out of football. They're not adding to the game. I don't even like it in baseball, to be honest with you. Everything's fucking reviewed now, right? And why do we have referees if everything's going to be fucking reviewed?
Yeah.
You know, if that's the case, fuck this. Let's start fucking reviewing holding calls and pass interferences and illegal contacts. I mean, goddamn, let's just fucking make the game 7 hours long. Fuck it. I don't got nothing to do on fucking Sunday. It just don't. Get rid of the reviews. They don't work because they keep changing the fucking rules every fucking time.
Yeah, every year.
No, everything is not too strict in the NFL. Everything is pretty fucking lenient. I mean, Jesus Christ, fucking defensive players can't even touch an offensive player.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.